Can I offer you a beverage?
Nice. Go to sleep right now.
No.
Turn this phone off. I am coming. I am so upset with you right now. Go to bed. Recover. Go to bed.
You're all saying I want a strong man who's going to lead, who's got his shit together, who isn't in his feelings. Yeah. But then on the other hand, you're like, but I also want him to let me hang out with my guy friends.
Well, let me ask you this. Why does a man, not wanting you to hang out with a guy friend equate to a strong man? Why does that make them a strong man?
Why do I need a leash?
The most giant of red flags. If you're ever with someone and they think that being part of a team is them being on a leash, then that's not someone that you can have on your team. Think about it. Do you want someone in your life that is going to make you feel great while you're with them, make themselves feel like when you're around together that they're having a better time and that your presence is a very unique and enjoyable part of their experience? Or do you want someone that you think highly of, or not even think highly of, that you like appreciate being around? Not even appreciate, I keep using higher words, but what I'm trying to say is that you enjoy them being around, but you only like them for one quality, and then you have to deal with all this other stress. That's coming from a person who's insecure, thinking that that's all they can settle for. Or would you rather be around somebody that will say, when I'm with such and such, I feel like I'm so much better. When I'm with him, he makes me feel like I'm safe and I feel happy around him and I want to be around him more.
Well, it depends. Do you want him hanging out with women when you're not there?
I didn't care if he communicated.
I hear what you're saying, but I pay attention to what women do, not what they say. So if you say, I'm fine with my boyfriend going off and hanging out with his girl who's a friend, it doesn't bother me. What I'm hearing is, that's not a guy you really want. That's not a guy that you're actually into, who really like...
Maybe you're speaking for yourself, but for me, that's not what happened. I loved him. I wanted a whole future with him.
But not enough to not hang out with the guy friends.
Yeah, guys, don't fall for that trap. Just because a woman says she wants to be treated a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you should be doing. And I'm sure you're aware of this. How many people are you aware of in life where she says, oh, I'm fine. I'll be fine just being here, chilling with you all day in the room. Or, yeah, I'm fine. We can have chicken salad for dinner. I didn't really want anything else. Or, no, you don't have to come pick me up. I'll go get a bus and I'll come to you. As soon as everything transpires, where they say that they're okay with it, they have an attitude the whole time, they feel kind of off, it's not as fun as you would hope that it would be, because you have to be a mind reader for them, unfortunately. But really, you shouldn't have to be. Honestly, if you are with somebody who's like that, tell them how you feel. Don't let them get away with that mind control and mind reading stuff. And if you're currently single and evaluating your options, don't settle for somebody who is going to make you work for their happiness. Just like I said earlier in this video, if you are with somebody, it should be a non-stressful environment. Otherwise, they don't get the privilege of the joy that you bring them. That's if you're a woman or a man.
Agreeing with the business case of the airlines in terms of obesity.
That's greed, and that's just greed.
Okay.
Well, I think you're a perfect example of greed, Sweet Pea, because you weigh 25 stone.
She wasn't ready.
You're like host.
Host?
Horse.
Horse?
Horse. Just speak.
I think I found my wife.
I go through dating with somebody else and I figured out this guy for a relationship, I don't make sex first time.
So wait, if he's a good guy, you'll make him wait. If he's a bad boy, you'll give it up. But isn't that a little bit backwards?
No, if he's good boy, I don't make sex first time. I hold myself. Because I have to go somewhere special with him.
Whereas
I hold.
But you
because
don't.
I have to show him something special,
But if he's a bad boy,
just for fun.
Because you know he doesn't care about you.
He doesn't care about. I don't care too.
What if the good guy wants it on night one?
They want, but I can't do. I say, hey man, do you want me? Hold more. One more step.
Let's look at this logically, right? If I want to have a house or a garden where I want to invite nice animals and good animals to my garden, because that's just something that I like to do. So I plant all of these types of fruits and vegetables that'll make animals want to come. So if my idea of what a great person is to come to my garden, what a great animal is to come to my garden, right? Is that I want a nice, sweet deer, right? If I don't know how animals and stuff work like that as far as like feeding them and stuff, let's say I start planning like just a beehive where I can just have honey and like, you know, the sweetest animals that I want. Let's say deer like honey, and deer come from my honey, and then there are bears that come from my honey. Now, when they get here, do I give the bear the honey that's going to be dangerous, the type of thing that I don't want? Or do I want the goal animal of the deer? I'm going to give that the honey to make it incentivize it coming back here. Because why would the deer come back if as when it gets to my garden, I make up barricades for the deer to get more honey? And yet the bear that I don't want in my garden, that is terrifies me to be in my garden, I make it easy for them to get it. What do you think you're more often going to find yourself surrounded by?
He looks nice, well put together. The reason I popped was because the tattoos. A little too much tattoos. I like tattoos. I don't have any, but I do like them. But it's a look like the other ladies. You got a lot going on. So just a little too much. But other than that, that's why I popped. And I didn't see till he got up close that he had the grill. So I was like...
It's my teeth is in the grill.
Somebody needs to please explain to me, why is this anywhere near as cool or attractive? Like, why is it that I hate this, when you have a dude who's looking at you and they like they're like that looks like I look at myself in the mirror doing that, and that just looks obnoxious and lecherous. And the thing is, it's common. I see it in music videos of popular artists. I see it in like films of the quote-unquote cool guy doing it, but it's weird. If you're the type of girl who thinks that that stuff is cool, then you need to explain that stuff to me, please. I'm like literally asking you in the comments. I don't usually ask people to leave a comment for no reason, but like this is exactly what I want to know. Why is that cool, or do you think it's just as disgusting as I do?
Me calling my ex-husband while we were separated because I was having a panic attack and he was my safe person. Him coming to pick me up even though I was the one divorcing him. I completely understand this. I did it several times. I struggle with the sadness of the decision, but it was needed. So your ex-husband is needed, but he's your ex-husband. Mine didn't come. I go through them alone now, and it hurts every time. There is a disconnect happening where women are leaving their men, yet expecting them to stay and keep performing their husbandly duties. Do you think if he called her having a panic attack that she'd even pick up the phone? Being expected to constantly provide and care for people who have given up on them is not good for men's souls and their growth. It is beating them down mentally. Even if it's not your intention, it is so incredibly manipulative to break up with a guy and then expect him to console you through the breakup.
The entitlement is insane. I don't get why people feel that they can still rely on people while not giving anything back. Like, every relationship is an equal exchange of value. I've known people that go through similar situations just to this. It's always fascinating because these people feel like they can retreat from you. These women feel like they can retreat from you. And then when they're going through the worst time in their life, they call on you to be the savior. And like, oh, I'm having a hard time and I know you'd always care for me. I know I left you because I didn't feel like putting in the effort you were asking for, but now I need a lot of effort, please. While I do blame them for the poor behavior, like, you also have to not allow this to be an acceptable form of behavior. So if you have someone in your life that you know is treating you not the best and you will still be there for them, that's not what love is. You can love someone but not accept their behavior, and until they're willing to change and make the compromises for you, because why are you the only person that has to compromise? So they should be also willing. And until we become secure and punish these people for using us in times and taking advantage of our kindness, it's going to keep happening.
Women are not emotionally intelligent, and when a woman says that she wants emotional intelligence from a man, what she really means is that she wants a man to be able to change his behavior to make sure that she isn't the one being out of control with her emotions because she's not able to control them herself. It means that the men in their lives have to behave a certain way to essentially make her behave correctly because she doesn't know how to control her own self and her own emotions, and she's not emotionally aware of things that are going on around her. Most women that scream emotional intelligence don't even know what it means. It means being in control of your emotions and using logic around situations and adapting to different environments, which women cannot do, myself included. When a woman says that she wants a man to be emotionally intelligent, it means that he has to just know everything that she's feeling 24/7, 7 days a week. And it gives her the ability to deflect accountability and shift blame as to why he doesn't just know. Women think that just because they're emotional, it means that they're emotionally intelligent. But the reality is that women use their emotions as an excuse for poor behavior, or they use their emotions to shift blame to the men in their lives for not being emotionally intelligent, when really men are more emotionally intelligent than women, and women don't want to accept that or believe that, so it's easier to just blame men instead. Okay, bye.
Honestly, couldn't really say it better myself, but the one thing that I will add is that you need to understand that when you are with somebody who expects you to do all the emotional work for you, what do they provide you in return? The type of people that will get emotionally snippy with you and then give you attitudes, and if you ever find you or the other person just yelling at each other, that's never a good sign. Because why are you being that stressed? Unless if there's a really good reason, or if people are willing to apologize and move on and to claim accountability. But usually this type of people don't really tend to do that, and that's why you're in the fight to begin with. And if you are giving this other person excuses, do you think this person is going to give you the same amount of excuses if you mess up? Then the question I would hope that you ask yourself is, why does he get to mess up so much? Why does she get to mess up so much? And if you mess up one time, they threaten to leave, or they threaten to change the whole dynamic of the relationship, where you have to try a ridiculous more amount. Do you want to try in your relationships? I mean, I don't think you do. I think it should just be a fun, natural thing. Okay, you're here, I'm enjoying your space, you're there, you're enjoying my space. Like, why does it have to be this complicated? But if we think about it, like it's a lot of people are desperate, and a lot of people, and not to degrade those people, I understand where it comes from. Loneliness is a very powerful thing. It sucks and it doesn't feel good. But nowadays, with the ability to just save up money and be on dating apps and being able to meet people, just literally just going out, there are literal tutorials on how to meet people in person on YouTube. There are tutorials on how to approach people, and if you just try something enough times, you will eventually get good at it. Once you put in a couple thousand hours into something, there's no way you could possibly be bad. You will have messed up so many times that you will know all the times you messed up and know how to avoid those going forward. So just realize you're never stuck with the one person, but if that one person is stuck on you, they may be worth it.
If this story doesn't convince you of the fact that there are actually good guys out there, then honestly, I don't know what will. When Karina De Souza was just a little girl, she was diagnosed with an incurable genetic disorder called xeroderma pigmentosum. You might recognize it as the same disorder from the movie Midnight Sun. But basically what the condition does is that when the person's skin is exposed to sunlight, it produces severe blisters and sunburns. And by severe, I mean just really, really bad. Karina's condition has caused countless people to refer to her as a zombie, and as a result of her burns, she's lost her bottom lip, part of her nose, her left ear, and one of her eyes. But despite what she looks like, her husband still truly and wholeheartedly loves her. He says that he loves her for her strength and personality, and that in his eyes, she's beautiful. They've been together for more than 4 years now, and he still cares for her and loves her every single day.
There ain't no way that this is a real situation. People be making fake stories like this all the time. I can just imagine the situation. How do you do this in real life? Do you be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I see that you have all this, but I'm gonna be here and be a white knight and care about you. I think it's really strange that you go into a relationship with somebody because you feel as though you have some kind of hero complex that oh, I'm great for being with this person, check me out. Matter of fact, before I talk too much, let me check out this a little bit more and see. Real time, I'm gonna look this up. Okay, so it turns out that this is a real people, and they have a whole article about them, and they have an update video, because when this video was taken, it was 2018-ish, and now this is last year, and just check it out yourself.
Gravidez, ela me senti muito feliz, muito realizada.
Wow.
Como eu me senti? Eu me senti muito feliz, muito realizada.
That's crazy. You can really.
A minha gravidez, ela foi bem tranquila, graças a Deus. Teve algumas intercorrências por conta da minha situação, do meu problema, mas a gravidez em si foi bem tranquila. Linda. Essa aqui é a Zaya, minha princesa. O Ednilson não tem nem o que falar, Ele é assim extravioleta. Quando eu tinha 3 anos, eu fui diagnosticada com xeroderma pigmentoso, cada vez que eu me exponho ao sol, eu tô sujeita, né, a ter lesões da minha pele, como essas manchinhas, que são câncer de pele. Eu já fiz 219 cirurgias, todas para retirar lesões de pele. Algumas mais invasivas, outras mais simples, como essas da pele.
Pequeno teve muita sorte, tem uma mãe guerreira, forte e lutadora que foi você.
Eu já recebi vários comentários negativos, tipo, me chamando de irresponsável, que não era pra mim ter tido filho por conta do meu problema, que a criança ia ter medo de mim, ia se assustar por conta da minha condição, por conta do meu rosto, da minha carência e muitos outros. As pessoas sempre vêm com críticas, né, julgamentos, dizer que eu sou irresponsável, que não era pra mim ter tido nenhum filho, que a criança vai ter medo de mim por conta da minha carência, que não era pra mim existir no mundo, e muitas outras, ao invés de julgar, de criticar, e que elas vão tentar ser felizes, né, assim como independente da situação.
You know, I thought they were just, when I saw the first video, I thought they were just together, like they just got together in like less than a year, and he had a hero complex. But like, nah, he stayed with her, and like they got married, and they had kids. Like, I mean, I don't blame myself for having the first impression that I did, because you just hear so much bad things in situations like this. But that's actually really admirable, and that's like, that's pure. But you know what I take away from this though is, while I'm very, like, it's awesome for them that they had such a great life together. But hey, listen, show this to people that say that, oh, we need to do abortion because we want to prevent terrible lives from happening, and we want to prevent someone from growing up and say, like, what kind of a literal worse life can you think of than literally being a vampire? I can't imagine. She doesn't even have lips. She doesn't even have lips. And she's like literally a walking Deadpool. Like covered in cancer. It's not, doesn't seem like the greatest of times in the world, but yet she still is able to find happiness, and she was able to be a mom. That's an amazing joy. How can someone that is so pro-choice be able to see a situation like this and then say that abortion is ever justified because you can't provide a good enough life? Like, I can rarely think of anything worse than, oh, my mom was conceived in this bad circumstance where she was forced. Like, this is literally someone being raised by a mother who you heard what she was saying. Like, they were shaming her for having kids. I never want to hear an excuse saying that, oh, I can't provide a good life, so therefore it's okay for me to. She was able to find happiness with little tools for finding it, as just the average person in Western society has, just from being born in Western society, then you can make it work too. With all that being said, leave a comment if you want to react to my reaction, and maybe I can react to your reaction of my reaction. If you couldn't already tell, you should subscribe and hit the bell. But before you take a hike, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like. Click here for another video if I become your new addiction, because I'm just here to show you that this is a world of fiction.